Joining us now, running backs coach Kenneth Pope, to talk about his haul of guys that he's bringing into U of H. And you have to replace a couple of guys out of that backfield and able to plug a couple holes with these two.
Yes, I'm extremely excited about today, the departure of Kenneth Farrow and Ryan Jackson, who did a great job for us this year, and now we end up having a new class coming in. When you look at Duke Catalong and Mo Bakar, that's extremely two exceptional backs. We're extremely proud to have those guys. When you look at Duke Catalong, he's a guy that brings a lot of speed, a lot of power, and he has a lot of acceleration. So we're looking forward to see what he can do this spring. We had him all fall, and that was extremely, we talked to our defensive guys, because I spent a lot of time down on the scout team this year. Talking to those guys, they had a tough time tackling that guy. So hopefully we'll get an opportunity to see that this spring.
This offense puts a heavy emphasis on the running game, kind of running up the middle and then work your way out from that. Whenever you're looking for a running back to bring in this style of offense, what are some things that you're looking for in a high school prospect, or in Catalon's case, a transfer?
One thing I like about Duke, I call him a big back. A big back to me is a guy over 200 pounds. He's got exceptional speed. He's got good power. He runs behind his pads extremely well, and he can do some things. He can make people miss in space. So he's got all the things you like in a back. The thing I need to be able to see is what kind of catching ability he has. But right now, he's the type of guy we feel like we can win with, and he's the type of guy we're excited about having.
Duke Catalon here, of course, went to nearby Eisenhower, went off to the University of Texas. He was ranked number 10 nationally as a running back coming out of high school there in Aldine Eisenhower. And it's interesting because this is, he transferred a little while ago, but he counts to this class. You've had a chance to see him, so you can evaluate him a little bit more. A big guy with speed. What else does he bring to the table?
Well, I think he's a guy, mentally, I think he's a mentally sharp guy. He's got a great demeanor. He's a guy that wants to learn every day. We spent a little time going through the fall practice. I had a chance to visit with him a lot, and I think this guy mentally can do a lot of things we want to do, and he can handle a lot of things from a mental standpoint.
There's a lot of little things in being a running back. Power, speed, those are great. It's about looking at the line, seeing where the defense is going, finding that hole. How do you look for that in a young guy?
Well, I think he has great vision right now. The things we saw at times, the thing that coach did a great job going through, we had that extra time going to the bowl game. Those guys, and I say those guys, our younger guys, we gave them an opportunity to scrimmage. So we worked those guys. So we had an opportunity to see those guys do some things in a competitive way. So they was going against each other, so that was more or less an extra spring practice day for us. So you saw some great things in him. I think he's very knowledgeable of the game. He's a mature young man that I think, as the spring goes on, we're going to find a lot more out about him. But right now, we're extremely happy to have him on the team, and we feel like he'll make us forget about the two guys that just departed here. And I thought they was two really good backs, Kenneth Farrow and Ryan Jackson. So we're excited about having Duke, and we look forward for bigger and better things from him.
All right, two running backs in the class. Let's take a look at the next one. Mo Bakar, who's coming out of Austin, John Reagan High School, 3-star recruit by all the services, ESPN Rivals, Scout 24/7, number 43 running back in the nation. Mo Bakar, some things that you see in him. How would you assess his game?
Well, I look at Mo, and I call him a big back because he's right at 200 pounds, but he's a physical runner. He's a violent guy. He runs behind his pads extremely well. He runs the ball like he's playing defense, and we got some defense stuff on him because he was a linebacker as well, but he runs violent. I like how he runs violent. He's explosive. He runs behind his pads extremely well, and again, he can make people miss in space.
You're looking at that footage there, and you see a running back who he looks like he picks the hole. He can cut very well. And that cut attribute, how important is that?
Yeah, you have to be able to make people miss in space. I think, he has the agility and ability to do those things like that. And he has, like I said before, the thing you see, he's got great speed. And to me, to be an exceptional back, you need to have those combinations. But also, I think, mentally, I think he's mentally tough as well as physically tough.
It was interesting. I saw about 6 or 7 different uniform numbers on him. I guess he outgrew the jersey sometimes.
Well, that was interesting because I was talking to our video guy about that, and he said, "Coach, he wears several different numbers. I don't know the reason for that. I don't know if he was paying tribute to people, previous players or whatever. But anyway, whatever number he wants to wear, we're excited about that. I think he's excited about being here. I think he brings a lot to the table. The good thing about Mobile is we'll get a chance this summer because we can bring our guys in early. So we'll get a chance this summer to work with him early, and I'll get a chance to see exactly where he is. And I feel like he's going to be a player of the future and a player that the Cougs going to be extremely excited about having.
How important is that, being able to get them in the summer, kind of get them in on the culture, the strength and conditioning program? I imagine that goes a long ways.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's one of the best things that the NCAA did really is allowing the freshmen to come in early. Now they're not like a lost ball in high weeds, okay? They get a chance to understand the players, know the strength and condition, know the coaches, and not be in a competitive situation at that time. So it gives us a chance to get to know those guys, and not a competitive, championship situation. They get to know how to go about working on the field. We get to teach those guys in the classroom, take our time. They're not pressed. They don't feel like they're pressured. They feel like they're in a very good environment that they can learn. So that's a good thing about it. Now when we get into the competitive, going to fall practice, now it's a little different. Now they know the guys that they're going to be playing with. They understand the weight room procedures. They understand what it's going to take to go out there and play and be successful.